There is a major breakthrough in the world of health that you should all know about.
Isy zavatra malaza eto amin'izao tontolo izao mahakasika ny fahasalamana ary tokony fantatrareo zany.
The World Health Organization agrees to it.
Ary ireo tompon'andraikitra ara-pahasalamana manerana an'izao tontolo izao dia efa manaiky an'izany.
The European Cardiology Society agrees.
Ireo fikambanana mahay ny fitsaboana ny fo dia efa manaiky ny mahakasika ny momba an'izany.
The American Heart Association agrees.
Na ny any Europa na ny any Amerika ireo fikambanana ara-pahasalamana dia efa manaiky an'izany avokoa.
If we avoid 7 lifestyle risk factors, we can lower cardiovascular disease 80%.
Azontsika atao mampidina ny 80% zany ny olana eo amin'ny lafiny fahasalamana sy ny fahatapahan'ny lalandra raha misy fomba fiaina izay arahantsika.
That means heart attacks and strokes.
Ao anatin'izany zany ny fahatapahan'ny lalandra sy ny fahatsetsena ny lalandra.
And we can lower diabetes risk 88%.
Ary azo atao ny mampidina ny riska ny amin'ny diabeta zany 9% vokatr'izay fomba fiaina izay ihany.
So what are the 7 risk factors we must avoid?
Ka inona ireo zavatra 7 izay tokony hialantsika satria mitondra riska ao amin'izay toe-pahasalamana izay.
Tobacco.
Ny voalohany amin'izany dia ny paraky sy ny sigara.
Alcohol.
Ny alcool.
Inactivity, no exercise.
Ny tsy fanaovana fanazarantena na fampiasam-batana.
Overweight.
Ny fahatavezana be loatra.
Too much meat and sugar.
Ny fihinanana hena sy siramamy be loatra.
High blood pressure and high cholesterol.
Ary ny fiakaran'ny tosidra sy ny fiakaran'ny cholesterol.
Now tell me, people, what group of people in this world has been preaching that for the last 160 years?
Ka lazao amiko ara hoe iza ny olona efa nitory an'izany nandritra ny 100 taona an'izay.
That's the Adventist health message.
Izany ny hafatra ara-pahasalamana nentin'ny fiangonana Adventiste.
We were put in this world to help cure the problem, not cause the problem.
Isika zany eto amin'ity zao tontolo ity tsy hiteraka olana fa hitondra ny vahaolana.
Now some countries have done very well at decreasing smoking.
Misy ny firenena maro izay efa navita zavatra tsara dia tsara tokoa mahakasika an'izany fifohana izany na paraky na sigara.
Most of them, they have done very well because the government has increased the taxes, so it's too expensive to buy.
Ny firenena maro dia nanao zava-dehibe satria napakary ny hetra amin'izany dia lasa lafo ny vidiny.
KK Kung, the first finance minister of China.
Ny kaikaikonina zany izay tompon'andraikitra ny arabola tany Chine.
He made the budget balanced because he taxed every package of cigarettes 50 cents.
Dia satria nasihetra 50 cents zany isaky ny sigara anankiray ary tamin'ny alalan'izay dia ny balance ny budget ao amin'ny firenena.
Now alcohol is another big problem.
Ny alcool ihany koa dia olana iray lehibe.
It's one of the major causes of breast cancer in middle-aged women.
Ary izy io dia mitarika ny fahatongavan'ny mamiandana lehibe any amin'ny faritra afovoany atsinanana.
And the recent very large study of 195 countries showed that there's no safe level of alcohol that could be used.
Ary ny fandinihana tamin'ny firenena maro dia nahitana fa tsisy mihitsy zany hoe tana alcool kely izay azo ekena.
Being overweight is a big problem.
Ny fahatavezana be loatra ihany koa dia olana lehibe.
In the US we have that as a major problem.
Anisan'ny olana iray lehibe any États-Unis zany fahatavezana be loatra izany.
Ellen White told us that our problem is overeating.
Ny Ellen White dia nilazantsika hoe anisan'ny olana izay ananantsika ny fitiavakomana be loatra.
And too much meat is a problem.
Ary ny fihinanana hena be loatra dia olana ihany koa.
In fact, Ellen White recommended years ago that we should be vegetarians.
Ellen White dia mamporisika antsika mba hihinana tsy hihinana fa tsy zava-maniry, végétarien.
Now we see great advantage of the vegetarian diet.
Ary amin'izao fotoana izao dia hitantsika ny tombam-bidy lehibe entin' zany fomba fihinana tsy mihinana fa tsy zava-maniry izany.
Gary Fraser, a New Zealand cardiologist, did studies on Adventists.
Misy lehilahy anankiray mahalala ny amin'ny momba ny fo zany dia nandinika ny amin'ny afatra entin'ny adventiste.
It's the only real good study on longevity.
Ary anisan'ny fandiniana tena tsara zany zay nahitana hoe ahoana maela velona ny olona anankiray.
He checked to see what % of the men in the population live to be 85 or older.
Natao tao anatin'izay fikarohan'izay zany hoe iza ny olona zay mihoatra ny 5-20 taona ny faela velona.
In the general population, it was 19.5%.
Raha teo amin'ny vahoaka amin'ny ankapobeny zany dia 7.5%.
But for the Adventist vegetarians, it's 48.6%.
Fa ho an'ireo adventiste zay tsy mihinana fa tsy zava-maniry dia 20.5%.
That's a great difference.
Ary tena fahasamihafana lehibe izany.
Now the women live longer than the men.
Ny vehivavy dia ela velona kokoa noho ny lehilahy.
In the United States, the average woman lives, 39% of them live to be 85 or older.
Any États-Unis zany ny vehivavy ny 7.3% zany dia ela velona kokoa.
But for the vegetarian women, the Adventist women, 60.1%.
Fa ireo vehivavy adventiste zay tsy mihinana fa tsy zava-maniry dia 10% zany fa ela velona zany.
That's because they have less chronic disease.
Satria tsy manana olana ara-pahasalamana mahakasika ny fo izy ireo.
Non-vegetarians have 3.6 times greater risk of diabetes being on their death certificates.
Ireo tsy végétarien zany dia telo fangoenina zany ny risque ahatonga azy anana ny diabeta.
Vegetarians had 40% less hypertension.
Ny tsy mihinana fa tsy zava-maniry dia 10% latsaky ny 10% zany ny risque zay mety ananany an'izany olana izany.
Half as much kidney disease.
Dia atsasany ihany koa zany 10% dia tsy manana ny aretina momba ny vo.
Half as much rheumatism.
Tsy manana olana amin'ny antsoina hoe rheumatisme.
Half the risk of cataract.
Na ny loza amin'ny tatao vokatry ny areti-maso cataracte.
Meat increases the risk of colon cancer 88%.
Ny finanan-kena dia mampitombo 20% ny mety ho tany homamiadana ny azona an'izany aretina homamiadana tsy na izany.
Ovary cancer 66%.
Ny aretiny homamiadana tranonjaza dia mihoatra ny 9% ny mety ho fitombony raha mihinan-kena.
Now those who eat meat only once a week have an increase 2.5-fold of colon cancer risk.
Ireo zay tsy mihinana hena fa tsy indray mandeha isan-kerinandro zany dia mbola manana ata ihany zay ampitombony zany hoe homamiadana ny tsy nay zany.
But if they eat beans 6 days a week, they have no greater risk than the vegetarian does.
Fa raha toa io olona mihinan-kena io ka mihinana tsaramaso isan'andro dia mitovitovy amin'ny atan'ireo zay tsy mihinan-kena zany ny tsy hananany io aretina io.
We as Adventists were put in this world to help solve these problems.
Isika adventiste zany no efa mitondra amin'izao tontolo zao ny vahaolana ho amin'izany olana izany.
We should be teaching people how to eat.
Zany hoe tokony hampianatra ny olona isika ny fomba fiaina, ny fomba fihinana.
We've had 180 years of experiment on this.
Efa 20 taona zay nananantsika amin'izany fanandramana izany.
So we should be teaching people all over the country how to live.
Zany hoe ilaitsika ny mampianatra ny olona rehetra manerana ny firenena ny fomba fiaina, ny fomba tokony fomba fihinana.
Now I've been in countries where they're smoking so much.
Tany amin'ny firenena zay mifoka sigara be loatra.
I recommend that the government pass a law that nobody gets a diploma from graduation from any school if he's still smoking.
Misy ny sosikevy tamin'izany hoe tsisy gouvernemanta tokony hamela mpianatra anankiray azo diplômany raha toka mbola mifoka sigara izy.
Because that tells us he still hasn't learned anything yet.
Satria maneho amintsika zany efa misy zavatra zay mbola tsy fantany amin'ny tenany.
So we should tell people how to live.
Ilaitsika ny miteny amin'ny olona ny fomba fiaina araka ny tokony ho izy.
The main doctrine of Adventists is love. Love.
Adventiste.
We love the people.
Isika adventiste dia tia ny olona rehetra.
If we love the people of this world like Jesus did, we are ready for heaven.
Raha toa ka tia ny olona rehetra ato amin'ity zao tontolo zao ty tahaka ny tiavan'i Jesosy an'ireo olona ireo isika dia vonona no any an-danitra.
if we love with the people of this country, we will help them to live, not to die.
Raha toa ka tian'ny olona eto amin'ity firenena ity isika dia hanampy azy ireo mba hanana ny fiainana fa tsy ho amin'ny fahafatesana.
I've been suggesting we put our youth to work and let them be the teachers of health.
Raha ohatra misy zavatra tokony hanampitsika ny tanora dia ny fampianarana momba ny lafiny ara-pahasalamana.
We've been giving people these drugs, statins, to lower their blood cholesterol.
Betsaka ny fanafody izay mentsika ny olona izay mety hampidina ny amin'ny cholesterol.
They've had people checked as how long they live, those who took the pills and those who didn't.
Dia natao zany ny fampitahana hoe manahoana ny fahaela velona n'ireo olona mihinana pilina, mihinana fanafody sy ireo izay tsy mandray an'izany fanafody izany.
For 93% of the people taking the pills, it didn't help them live any longer.
Ho an'ny 7% an'ireo izay mihinana fanafody pilina zany dia tsy ela velona izy ireo.
Now, even though if they already have heart disease,
na dia efa manana aretina fo aza,
Dr. Ornish of California has shown that with proper diet, they could decrease the atherosclerosis.
Na dia efa manana aretim-po azy ireo dokotera atao California dia nandinika fa azony atao no mampidina ny risika amin'ny alalan'ny fomba fiaina fotsiny.
Too much sugar in the diet, we've been told, is bad.
Efa niresahana tamintsika fa ratsy amin'ny fahasalamana ny siramamy be loatra.
It helps cause tooth decay, cavities in the teeth.
Ny siramamy dia miteraka aretinify.
But now we know the top group of users compared to the bottom have 2.4 times the higher risk of heart attack.
Kanefa amin'izao fotoana izao zany dia hita fa tsy hoe izay ihany nateraka ny siramamy fa misy fiatraikany ihany koa any amin'ny lafiny amin'ny aretim-po.
So we've got to tell people what to do.
Ilaitsika ny miteny amin'ny olona hoe inona ny tokony
How to cut down on the sugar.
Ahoana no ampidinana ny finanana an'izany siramamy izany.
We should tell them
Na hanasorana an'izany tanteraka.
what foods are doing a lot of good.
Inona ireo zavatra izay mitondra zava-mahasoa antsika ny finanana azy.
In the United States, when our smoking went down,
Any États-Unis zany raha nidina ny fofoana sigara sy ny paraky,
we still had a problem with heart attacks
dia mbola manana olana amin'ny aretim-po ihany.
because we had too much diabetes,
Satria misy diabeta be dehibe any,
too much obesity,
na betsaka ihany koa ny obésité fatavezana be loatra,
and high blood pressure.
ary ny tosidra ambony.
All those three things have to do with the vegetarian diet.
Ireo zavatra anankitelo ireo dia misy ifandraisany amin'ny zavatra hoantsika ny finanana fa tsy finanana fa tsy zava-maniry.
Salt is a problem.
Ary manalefaka ny olana.
Too much salt is bad.
Ny sira ihany koa dia miteraka olana ratsy ihany koa zany ny finanana azy betsaka.
If you got your salt intake way down, you can lower the risk of ever getting high blood pressure.
Raha ohatra ka ampidintsika zany ny finanana ny sira dia mampidina ny risika ny amin'ny fiakaran'ny tosidra ihany koa zany.
We've done studies with animals.
Nisy fandinihana natao tamin'ireo biby.
If they get plenty of linoleic acid found in plant oils, no amount of salt is going to increase their blood pressure. They won't get any high blood pressure if they have lots of linoleic acid, plant fatty acid.
Raha ohatra zany ka mihinana fandinihana tao tamin'ny biby, raha ohatra ka izay zava-maniry izay ny sakafo, misy dokotera maro afaka mifanampy. Raha misy zavatra ampiana aza misalasala. Raha ohatra zany mihinana ny sakafo zava-maniry izy dia mihena ihany koa ny tany mety fiakarana tosidra.
If the animals are given lots of potassium, no amount of salt will cause high blood pressure.
Raha ohatra afaka ampidinina zany ny potassium izay omena amin'ireo biby ireo.
Potassium. Where do you get potassium from?
Avaiza moa ny azona ny potassium io?
Fruits and vegetables.
Tsy avy amin'ny voankazo sy ny légumes le zany.
If you get lots of fiber, you can lower your risk of high blood pressure.
Raha mampiasa fibra be dia be tsika zany dia mety ampidina an'izay hoe tany tosidra miakatra izay.
If you have only 12 grams of fiber a day,
raha ohatra manana 12 grama ny amin'ny fibra isan'andro isika,
compared to 24 grams,
ampitahaina amin'ny 4 grama,
you will have 57% higher risk of hypertension.
dia 5 isanjato zany ny risika mety anananao ny tosidra miakatra.
These are simple things that we should tell people about how to eat so they don't have high blood pressure.
Zavatra tsotra tokony ampianarintsika ny olona zany mba tsy hampiakatra ny tosidra.
I found out in Madagascar,
Hitako eto Madagasikara
40% of men are still smoking.
mety 4 isanjaton'ny olona dia mbola mifoka.
We need to do something to help them.
Ilaitsika manao zavatra hanampiana azy ireo.
I've discovered here that 20% in the rural areas, 27% in the rural areas have high blood pressure.
Ary fantatro fa 7 isanjato ny mponina any ambanivohitra ara dia mbola manana tosidra ambony.
Some studies have shown in the cities 36% of the men have high blood pressure.
Ary ny fikaroana dia 3 isanjato mahery ny aty andrenivohitra manana an'izay tosidra ambony zay, 3 isanjato.
Of those in the city, only 5% are treated.
Ary ho an'ireo any an-tanàn-dehibe dia 5 isanjato izy ireo ihany no mahazo fitsaboana sy fikarakarana.
Those in the rural areas, less than 2% are getting treated.
Ary ny any amin'ny ambanivohitra dia mbola latsaka ny 2 isanjato no mahazo ny fitsaboana sy ny fikarakarana araka ny tokony ho izy.
We should have clinics all around showing people what to do, how to eat, so they don't get high blood pressure.
Ka tokony hanana toeram-pitsaboana zany tsika hampianatra ny olona hoe ahoana tokony ho fihinana mba tsy hananana an'izany tosidra ambony izany.
Seventh-day Adventists should be the health leaders of the country.
Isika Adventiste amin'ny tandrany andro fahafito no tokony ho mpitarika ara-pahasalamana ao amin'ny firenena.
We have been preaching this message for the last 160 years.
Efa 5 taona zay nitoritsika an'izany afatra ny fahasalamana izany.
So I challenge you, the church right here,
Koa manao fiaikana ho anareo fiangonana zay eto
to begin to be the teachers of the communities how to live so they don't get these bad diseases.
mba hanomboka hampianatra sy hitaiza ny olona amin'ny fiarahamonina mba tsy hanana ny andreny arety mandoza ireny.
Thank you.
Misaotra betsaka.